You guys just you keep coming around. I just keep hearing about you guys.
And I might need to tell Ryan to cut that up a little bit and just put it in my audio for my phone.
First of all, I love the game. I had a passion to play the game, not only football, but I love the game of golf. And what it lends to a person and the friendships you develop on the golf course.
It's been a pleasure being on the drop. I wish you guys all the best down the road.
As someone like you have that golf itch like a lot of us do.
I keep track of you, and you are moving. You are on the move.
So listen, I'm a big New Jersey golf guy. You're very kind, Mike, and you too, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be on just a couple of Jersey boys here talking about something we love. All the best. I really enjoyed it.
This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott.
What's up, Drop Pod people? Welcome back. It is episode 148 here. You got Mike and I. Let's run through our schedule, Mike. We got jump through the schedule quickly and then get into our topics. We got a bunch of topics today that we got to get into. All kind of quick hitters, a little more than the fast facts. But regardless, let's jump into the schedule. Yesterday, Monday, Mike played Weequahic. I should say we played Weequahic. Mike recorded the 15th hole, par 4, 356 yards. Weequahic was really a fun time. We're going to get into that today. You recorded that hole, and we were out there, and that was yesterday, the 4th. Today, Tuesday, the 5th, episode 148. You got Mike and I. Wave to the camera, Mike. If you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see I'm in a new location because I'm currently on vacation with a beautiful little background there. If you're listening to us on wherever you listen to podcasts, make sure you rate, review, subscribe, follow, all those things. Those things are hugely important for us to continue to do this. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I was down in Atlantic City. I played Seaview Pines, and that's going to be my review or my course, my Ryan verse for this week. The 12th hole, beautiful par 3. It's got history to it. It's an awesome little hole there. Thursday this week, we have Barnes Blake, who's the 2025 New Jersey Golf Amateur Champion. We have Barnes on, Mike, 2 years ago, him going into his freshman year. Finished his freshman year at Georgetown, had a very successful season. So we kind of recap what he's been doing since, and then talk about the AM and kind of everything that he did there. So really nice to get back in touch with him. He's such a nice kid, and is he? I'm just thinking about this now, Mike. Is he the youngest interviewee that we've had on the show?
No, Henry Bolster.
Oh, Henry was also going into college, so maybe in 2 years we'll have Henry on again when he wins the New Jersey Am. And then Friday, Mike played 9 holes at Ballymore, and he's going to show you 9 of those holes. He's going to have a 9 and 90 down at Ballymore, and anything else we put out there this week is going to be bonus for you. But that's our schedule weekly wrap up for this week.
Today's episode is brought to you by All County Exteriors, your go-to for roofing, siding, windows, doors, and all things exterior home remodeling. As a third-generation family-owned company with over 40 years of experience, All County has earned the reputation for top-quality craftsmanship and service, far outlasting the industry standard. Whether it's a small repair or a full home upgrade, they serve both homeowners and builders across New Jersey. They're deeply rooted in the community, proudly supporting Make-A-Wish, St. Jude's, Roofs for Troops, and parents of autistic children. Thinking about a project? Now's the time. Get an instant 20% off for a limited time. Call 732-370-2780 or email them info@allcountyonline.com to schedule your free, no obligation consultation. That's 732-370-2780. All County Exteriors, quality you can trust. All right, let me hit you here with the fast facts. Little recap of the PGA Tour. Like I said last week, it is the last tournament before the FedEx Cup begins. It was the Wyndham Championship. Unfortunately, Max and John both did miss the cut. Now, that basically puts John in an impasse because now he has to wait for the fall series to begin before he plays again, because next week does start the FedEx St. Jude Classic. Okay. Max and Chris are both in the field playing, and this is when the field starts to get cut. So you have the top 70 in the FedEx Cup playing in this tournament, and then they start to cut it off from there. And then it goes to 50, then it goes to 30, so on and so forth, all the way down the line till the Tour Championship hits. So best of luck to Max and Chris. I know Chris is inside the top 30, so he's safe for quite some time. Max needs to make a little bit of a move here to guarantee his spot. So best of luck to him. Hopefully he starts to play as well as his brothers are. I'll tell you that. So.
That's no doubt there. Yeah, I just pulled it up, Mike, and this is from the PGA Tour FedEx Cup. So I would assume it's as up to date as possible. But Chris is currently 20th. He's projected to finish the week at 21st, and Max is currently 56, projected to finish at 58 going into next week. So yeah, Max has got to make a move because in 2 weeks they cut it to 50. So if he's not gonna, he gets in this week, he's got to make a move this upcoming week in order to drop, 8 or so spots to get into that top 50 that he wants. And as you said, Chris, at 20 or 21, you'd feel like, keep playing how he's been playing, and he should be playing for the next couple weeks. So.
Yep. And hopefully another week longer if you add the Ryder Cup into there. But that's another story. Let's dive deep into the Korn Ferry Tour. Down at the Utah Championship. Unfortunately, Ryan did withdraw, and I don't know. And I reached out to some people, never heard back in terms of as to the why. But he did withdraw. James is currently sitting tied for 52nd, cashing a check, but not doing anything significant.
Snapping necks.
Yeah. And then this week they're both playing. Ryan's in the field, so hopefully things are back and better, but I don't particularly know. But they're both playing the Pinnacle Bank Championship. So best of luck to those two down there. And that's it for the Fast Facts for this week.
Yeah, I hope Ryan had nothing serious going on. That was seeing that he withdrew was something that you hope is not too serious. So hopefully he's doing all right there. Mike, I'm going to ask you, where do you want to start on this list of things that we have going on here?
I think we start with the MGA.
Okay.
And our working relationship that we have with them. Obviously, we've had Brian Mahoney on, their CEO, and we've become pretty good friends with Helen, their communications director. And we've been able to, foster relationships with people all about highlighting golfing in the Garden State. And sometimes we've been fortunate to cross the border a little bit to the north and kind of expand to different areas. And, Helen had reached out to me about finding a ways to work alongside them to help promote one of their referral programs. And I said, listen, we would love to do that. Anything to help the greater good, good people helping good people is what I like to say.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced a new referral program. It's called the Tee Off Together Referral Program. It's for the 2025 season. And I know some people may say now, well, it's, early August. Why would I sign up to do things now? But it lasts for 365 days when you sign up for this. And some of the things I wanted to push out there and kind of help promote them is a lot of different ways, because the MGA is encouraging members to help grow the community by referring friends, family, colleagues who don't have an official handicap. The process is super simple. Each member has a unique referral code. And if you have a friend or know someone who doesn't have a handicap, I would say to them, hey, listen, go sign up, use this code. Bam, done, taken care of. And then from there, similar to what we've done with other people, is it helps you earn rewards. And it's something as simple. If you just have one person use your referral code, you're guaranteed entry into a season-long raffle. The prizes are to be announced, but I will say this, from what I've been told behind the scenes, it'll be well worth it. And then from there, for every single referral you get, there's more bonuses. So if you get 2 referrals, you can get a $25 MGA gift card, a gift certificate, take that back. If you get up to 9, it's a $175 gift certificate. And I want to preface it this way, because people may say, well, why would I want to buy something with an MGA logo on it? What, I want it actual from the golf course. It's for gift cards are valid at any MGA member club golf shop through the end of this calendar year. It can't be redeemed for greens fees, but I could then take that gift card, go into the pro shop of a golf club that I like. I would love to see their logo on my chest when I play. And then you can go and purchase something. It's easy. It's something that lasts 365 days. So it's never too late to join. And I think one of the things that we need to emphasize to our audience too is why people should have an official handicap index. And I know you were explaining that while on vacation there. Why don't you re-educate us about that a little bit?
So it's funny, Mike, that we have this as our topic for today, because just last night, and again, for those that don't know, I've started my vacation. I'm in Charleston for a few days on a family trip before I go over to Ireland, which we're going to get into for the golf part of my trip. So we're sitting down last night, and we are going to play golf in Charleston, but there's, some of the family I'm here with are not truly golfers, right? So that we were kind of talking about the course and this and that, and we got into talking about the handicap system. And they asked, well, what is it? Explain it to me. And this is, now for those that are going to like yell at their radios or their phones right now, that are going to, or their whatever they're listening to are going to yell at me. This is the dumbed down version of it. But basically what it is it gives you the handicap system comes up with a number, right? It puts in the course slope rating, and it spits out your scores, and it spits out this number that is going to be about what you're going to shoot on a particular course, right? So for me, I'm an 11 handicap right now. If you go and you look at how Tiger in his prime was like a +9, that difference is 20 strokes. So again, dumbed down because there are some other formulas in it, right? You play a super hard course that has a high slope rating, it's gonna vary, but again, the simple version is Tiger is going to give me 20 strokes, and if I shoot an 85, he's got to shoot a 65, and we tie. If I play a little better than my score, right, he's gonna, and I shoot an 81, right, and he shoots a 65, then I've beaten Tiger. And the great thing about this, Mike, is that golf is the only sport in the world where you can do this. Right? You and I, we grew up basketball players. We can't do this against LeBron James. There's no handicap for that. If we're going to go play an NBA guy, it's just not possible, right? It's not, hey, play only left-handed, or no dunking and no three. Like there's nothing that does that in any other sport in the world. That's what makes our game unique. That's what makes our game great. That's what makes this sport such a lifelong thing, is that we can all play it together. The having us do this all together makes it more fun. It makes it more competitive, but it doesn't even need to be competitive in like I'm trying to beat you and like let's get the competitive juices. It's just, hey, let's go knock it around, and let's see if we can. You don't even need to be betting anything. It's like, hey, this is what I shoot, this is what you shoot. Let's have some fun with it. So it is an amazing program. I can't be more of a supporter for the handicap system and getting a GIN number. It's a perfect part to our game. It really is.
Yeah, and to kind of add to that, the benefits of obtaining a membership is to that point. You get an official handicap index. You have the ability now to play in events of the MGAs, including their championships and play days. And now you're a part of their MGA community. As a member, you'd also receive exclusive discounts and offers from their corporate partners, the Met Golfer, and related publications sent directly to their inboxes. And I know the one thing that you and I have talked a lot about with our play days, like these are usually a big draw for the average person to go play spots you don't typically get to play. And this is one of the biggest perks that I think goes forgotten about, because their lineup of play days for the rest of just this season alone includes Engineers Country Club on Long Island. You have Trump, Hudson Valley, and then you have 2 women play days, which are huge. You got at Douglastown in Queens, and right here in New Jersey, you got Neshannock Valley. So there's a lot of nice pros to having a handicap index. And if I'm able to get my buddies, a friend, a colleague to sign up, now I have the ability to even reap some rewards. So this is one of those things that I think, working alongside the MJ to help promote people signing up, getting a handicap, getting their friends to now get something actually on paper would go a long way, because, the prizes that you can win just by referring one person, you could be that person that wins something truly special just by having a friend sign up for an handicap index. So I'll say this: if you want more information, as always, the DMs are open. You can shoot us an email at the dropgolfpodcast@gmail.com. Or again, always DM us. We're always here to help. But why not get that handicap taken care of? Better late than never.
1,000% right, Mike. Better late than never. Like you said, it goes for a whole year. So if you're playing golf, Mike, there are times when it doesn't necessarily make sense, right? If you are the guy that plays in your company outing once a year, maybe the handicap thing's not for you, right? Or if you play 2 or 3 times, like buddies go out to, you're going to AC and you want to knock it around, maybe not the time for you to get a handicap. But if you're someone that plays 10 plus times a year, it's worth getting a handicap, because what does it matter? If you shoot what you shoot 120, that's fine. There's no problem with that. You get your handicap, you just play against other people. It's really, there's really no big deal. And Mike, while you were pulling up and talking about the ones remaining for the MGA this year, those member play days, they played New Jersey National earlier this year. They played Bethpage Blue earlier this year. They played Brook Lake Country Club earlier this year, and the Village at Sandpoint. These are big time golf courses, man, that they are letting you are allowing you, opening up the course to go play on. Really a great feature, great bonus part to what they got going on. So it's a must play. It's a must do.
And I got one final thing here, because I know that this may be something that I get DM'd about. Well, Mike, where do I get my unique referral code? How do I access that? Right? Like, that's always a question that you and I get behind the scenes. Well, every MGA member has a unique referral code. So if you go into the My MGA app, at the bottom menu, you'll see the option for My Referral Link. Okay. From there, you're able to see what your link is, and then you're able to pass that along to friends, colleagues, family to have them sign up. So it's a very easy process. But as I just said, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. I'll obviously guide you along through the process.
Mike, I have one other question about this. Is this something where you can go to any club that's in the MGA and get a handicap for, or do you have to go to the MGA's website?
So you're going to go through MGA and do it there. Okay.
MGA.org.
Yep. Well, you can go to joingin.com. You can go there too. But when a person joins the MGA, you're going to enter your zip code. Okay. And then you'll join one of the online e-clubs, which is based on the region, because the MGA covers different areas. They're up in Connecticut. They're in Long Island. They're in New Jersey. They cover a broad area. So when you're going to put your zip code in there, it then puts you in the proper spot.
Love it. That's great. Again, great program. Go do it. If you're someone that plays golf, again, more than a few times a year, there's really no reason not to. That's what the basis of our game is that everybody can play against everybody. Doesn't matter your skill level, your age, gender, doesn't matter. Go play. Go get an index. Go play some golf.
Are you looking for the perfect place to tee it up this season? Or just looking for a great spot for casual comfort food? Or the most picturesque backdrop for the wedding of your dreams? Then you need to visit Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey. Galloping Hill has 18 holes of championship level golf open all year round. They also offer a top 50 in the country learning center that also includes the swing suite at Galloping Hill for those bad weather days during the season, in addition to a 9-hole course that is ranked in the top 10 of short courses in the entire country. Galloping Hill is more than just golf. The Hill Tavern Bar and Grill is a gastro pub with seasonal food and beer options updated regularly with amazing views of the course. Hosting over 150 golf outings and over 400 social events per year, their catering team wins awards each year from the Knot and Wedding Wire. Schedule a tour for your special event at the clubhouse at gallopinghill.com. To top it all off, Galloping Hill will be hosting the New Jersey Men's Public Links Championship for the record 12th time. It's all happening this year at Galloping Hill.
Mike, let's move on to our next topic here. You and I had a special day. We went up to Weequahic Golf Course for their grand reopening. We've been really pretty fortunate to connect with Essex County, and we had Joe D on a couple weeks ago now, and got to talk to him about, kind of the things he's been doing. We had Stephen K on a while back talking about what he did at Francis Byrne and Hendricks Field, and this now is the final, the ultimate course that they had up there. This is Stephen's, third and final as to what he was doing there. It was a 3-year project that they had working on. Let's talk about the course and the grand reopening the day we had there, because it was a really special day.
Yeah, big time thank you to Joe D, Tim Christ. I mean, those guys really, I can't thank them enough for opening their doors consistently, constantly to us whenever we need to get up there. And when they offered us this invitation to come to the reopening before the public even gets out there, with guys like Otis Anderson, yes, the former New York Giant was out there. Rick Cerrone was out there too. Like you had a lot of big time former athletes out there, and then you got us too. And it was nice connecting with different people that listen to the podcast.
Also former athletes.
Yeah, not to that level. And then saying hello and getting to meet a lot of the listeners that were out there that day as well. So, the huge thanks to those guys. But I'll say this. I don't know how many times I said, I can't believe we're in the middle of Newark at this golf course. And it was simply, yeah, I was blown away that like where I was going. And then when I got there, this whole thing just kind of like opened up. And I get it. The course is still young. It's still immature. It's still raw in so many different areas. But when I say that this place is going to be something in an urban area that you've probably never, ever seen before, I'm not lying. And I know I'm a big advocate for Essex County golf. And I know I've said a lot of bold things on here, and I've given a lot of hot takes, and I stand by them. But this place is simply unbelievable. I don't care what anybody wants to say. I thought that place was amazing. I get it. The course wasn't in perfect shape, but boy, oh boy, when that thing grows in, you better watch out.
We said it before, Mike, where we've talked about some of these courses that like once they heal, from their redesign or hey, they just put in new bunkers, like it's going to take time, and they just newly sodded, things like that. Those take time, and not just a few weeks. Like some of these things take months to heal, so to speak. So there were things out there that, yes, it's a brand new course. Yes, they just opened. Nobody's played the course in months since we've been there. You and I were the third group off, so to be able to play in the third group was really pretty cool. It's really a place that's going to only get significantly better, because to your point, there were times where you couldn't see any buildings. All you saw were trees, you saw grass, you saw fescue. You had no idea that you were in the middle of Newark, and not a great part of Newark either, right? We were, in the middle of a city, but you wouldn't feel it. And then even the times where you did see buildings, it was nice to see the buildings. It's a unique feature that you don't normally get to see, right? You don't normally get to see high rises or skyscrapers or in the distance where you could see the Freedom Tower. Like you don't get to see those kind of views all the time on the golf course, and it's very, very unique. We talk about water, we talk about being on a river or lake or things like that. This was super unique, and really you look at like who's got these views or these kinds of views where you get a city. Liberty National, Bayonne, and Skyway are the three that come to mind right away. And now you can add Weequahic into it. It's really a very cool and unique feature for sure.
Yeah, listen, I'll say this, nonetheless, about Weequahic, it was, the oldest public golf course here in New Jersey. Okay. And I was, one of the things I thought that was truly remarkable is Matt Janella of Fire Pit Collective. Now he works alongside in Kemper Sports. A couple years ago, they put out a ladder of value golf courses in the United States, and they put out this list of like places. And when Matt came and saw Weequahic, that made his list of value golf courses in the United States. And when we say value, I know people have said that's a negative term, but I don't find that negative
No,
whatsoever.
not at all.
I looked at the price because I know, again, that's a question you and I get. What does it cost to play Weequahic? For a non-county resident with a golf cart, okay, it would cost you $82. And that's a weekend prime rate, 6 a.m. If you wanted to go out, $82. You're not finding better value with quality than something like that. And I know this is something I've harped on, but Essex County simply does it right. They do it right. And I know the argument is you can't get a tee time. You can't get a tee time. Well, you got to figure it out to find a way to get a tee time, because when you get on those golf courses, I swear to God, the seas just part and you're like, holy hell, these people know how to do golf courses.
But Mike, it's less than 6,000 yards. How could it be worth that value?
Okay. Good question. Good question. When you look at these golf holes, okay, to me, the views matter. And I know I like to look at different things, but when you're sitting in the middle of Newark and you're in this park and you're like, how does a 6,000 yard golf course fit in here? The way they've carved out holes, the architecture of each of the designs of the bunkers, the split fairway on 15, unbelievable. The bunkers that surround 16, the par 5, unreal. Going into 17, a great little par 3 with a backdrop there into what I think is probably the hardest hole, 18, dogleg right, bunker sits dead smack in the middle, kind of an uphill tee shot. I mean, those final 4 right there. And nonetheless, like, yes, it's short, but I promise you this, you will leave there and say, wow, that was a little harder than 6,000 yards. And I thought I'd go there and set the course record. But I think we all know, as of right now, there is one person that has the current course record, along with the most birdies ever made in a round, and that's yours truly. 8 birdies and a 68, baby.
I would like to know when they're putting your name up on the plaque, because we should go there for that unveiling, or at least, for your certificate that they send you. I would, you please let us know. But yeah, Mike, you were on fire that day. People saw the score. You had 5 birdies on the front alone. I mean, you were lighting it up, and you talk about how inaccurate your putter was, or you felt it was a couple days ago. When you get hot with the putter, and you were hitting putts from the it's not like you were throwing darts and just were smoothing wedges into greens. I mean, you were making 3-footers, 5-footers, 10-footers, 15-footers, like anything that was on the putting surface you were making. So it was a great putting display that you had. You were very hot there. Not to say you weren't playing good golf otherwise, but yeah, Mike's the current course record. So congratulations. How many people can say they have a course record somewhere? I don't think too many.
No, but I know Tim is going to be listening. I better give the assist to him for some of the reads that he gave me, even if he was trying to trick me up on a couple times. So Tim, I look forward to the unveiling of the scorecard in the pro shop. Ryan and I will be there.
Mike, it really is I'll say this about the course, because it's really a great course, and I don't want people to take this as, oh, it's 6,000 yards, I'm not going to go play it. It's a par 70. So if you take 2 holes out, or you take 2 shots out, right? You're probably taking another 300 yards, 400 yards off. So par 72, call it 64. There's some places that are 64, 6,500 yards that people would be like, oh, that's a tough golf course. That's this place. It feels longer than what it is. Every hole is designed really well. They've put 18 great holes into a very small inner city, basically. And you will don't look at the yardage of this place and be like, that's not a real golf course, because it is a real test of your golf game there. So,
and I guess to put a bow on it,
yeah,
what is, or how are you going to rate Weequahic?
So Mike, I was thinking about this, because this is kind of my, rating system is kind of my thing here. I'm not going to rate it this time around. And here's why. It is still really new. It does have some uh I don't want to say growing pains, but they clearly sodded, you know, just a few weeks ago, because there's places that we played as ground under repair that will be in play, but the sod lines were, hadn't healed yet. There were parts that, it's been super hot and dry here in New Jersey, right? We haven't gotten a lot of rain. So it's been difficult to get the new grass like to grow because the weather hasn't cooperated yet. So and I'm not, this is not a knock. It's still a great course. You should go play it. But I didn't feel like it was, we also played it on kind of an outing-ish kind of day. So I felt like that combination of things, it wasn't fair to give it a score. I didn't feel like it would be a score that reflects the course itself. So I'm not going to rate it this time around. Next time around we go, we're going to have to get up there later this fall, next summertime. We're going to talk to Tim to see when it's really humming and kind of go, because I don't think that's, to rate something that's so new and basically a baby is I don't think that's fair to do. So that's kind of, I'm going to hold off on this one. Not to say that we won't get back up there, because again, it was a really great course. We had a great time. We will get up there again.
That's fair. That's fair.
So we'll get, and you know what? Maybe if it's for the unveiling, we can unveil your scorecard and play there. Maybe a couple more weeks it'll be a little more healed. But yeah, I'm gonna pass on this time and kind of give it almost like in blackjack, right? Where they waste the first card, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna waste this first one.
Dr. Mike Pomacala at Sports Solutions Physical Therapy and Performance Development is located in Middletown, New Jersey. A Titleist Performance Institute medical practitioner, Dr. Mike uses a hands-on approach with his clients to get them out of pain and back onto the golf course. No pain, no problem. Assessments are available for golfers looking to improve flexibility, power, strength, stability, and overall efficiency with their golf swing. Don't let dysfunction disrupt your swing. Schedule an evaluation with a TPI physical therapist and check out Dr. Mike at sportssolutionspt.com and on Instagram at sportssolutionspt.
Speaking of Essex County, you got up to play Francis Byrne. You had a day. I was unable to join you because, well, I'm just going to say it, because I'm a human being that sleeps, at sometimes. So you got out at 5:30 in the morning, got up to Francis Byrne. Again, Tim Chris is amazing to us and the people at Essex County. So he got you on. You got out there early before everybody. Tell us about your day at Francis Byrne, because we've been talking about this for a while now. What were your thoughts out there?
So we got to play Francis Byrne the one time before, and the conditions weren't ideal. It was raining out, it was wet. But we definitely liked the whole time out there. The bones, the holes, the scorecard, everything was like, wow, this is really good. And me, if I'm going all the way up to Essex County, it's going to take me 90 minutes from my house to get up there for a Weequahic. Let's just go make it a 36-hole day. So I had asked him, can I come on up and venture north? And he's like, yeah, 5:30. I'll open the gates. So him and I opened the gates at 5:30. I was on the golf course playing golf by myself. You have a special video coming out. I filmed all 18 holes of me hitting every single shot while I was out there. I played the back tees all by myself. I videoed every single shot as raw as it comes. Some good, some bad, some ugly, some really cool, good shots. But I'll say this, seeing the golf course when the sun rising and the colors in the sky, I was like, man, that shot looks so good because of the lighting. And I can see why a lot of people do, especially Zach over there in Essex County, all the drone shots that he gets from when the sun is rising, man, oh man, it just hits differently. And I'll say this about Francis Byrne. I am not a big thing on giving you rankings of where it is, but I am hard pressed not to say that Francis Byrne is the best public golf course in New Jersey. And I know that's a bold statement for a lot of people, but the conditions, the holes, the greens was simply unbelievable. And I think one of the things, again, you could talk about the Biarritz, the Road Hole, the Principal's Nose, the Eden. We could go on and on about all the template holes. But I thought the one thing that stands out more so than anything is the value price for a place like this. Because you're talking the cream of the crop, right? In my opinion, where we've looked at some places and not to throw other people under the bus, but you're talking 150, you're talking 175, you're talking the place all the way up in North Jersey getting 250 for a tee time. If I was a non-county resident and I wanted to play and I got lucky to secure one of their 6 a.m. Saturday morning tee times, it would only cost me $102 with a cart. You're not going to find better value for what I think may be the best public golf course in New Jersey at $102.
Yeah.
You're not. And that place was simply unbelievable.
We have talked a lot about value on here. And again, I do think it has a negative connotation, like we said earlier, but it really, it's not a knock. It's what the course is to what you're paying. It's simply what it is. It's not a negative. It's not a positive. It's just is what it is. And if you're paying $100 for arguably the best golf course in the state, I don't think that you can beat that value in any way, shape, or form. So you're absolutely right that is a awesome value. And it's an awesome value for even when we played it on that super rainy day, cold, like we both had, well, one of us was smart and brought rain pants and a jacket, but it was a tough day to be out there. And it was still like, again, thinking back, it'd still be a rival of the best golf course in the state, best public golf course in the state. And to be only $100 is wild. It really is.
Yeah. Big time shout out to Chris, the superintendent there at Francis Byrne. Absolutely kills it out there, doing unbelievable work. Tim is right there as you can't find a better director of golf in that area, overseeing all three of them. And then obviously, our relationship with Joey D, giving them the funds to do what they know how to do. It's a tag team made in heaven.
It really is a team effort in that sort of speak, Mike, because Chris knows all the things, right? He's, I rode in the golf cart with him at Weequahic when we played, and I'm going through, and he's talking about things that I've never heard of. He's going through different, not ergonomic, agricultural things that, how to grow this kind of grass, what kind of needs water, what needs more. So like he's talking about all these things, and I'm getting super educated on it all, right? And then, so he knows all the things, right? And if you had unlimited funds at like a country club, that's why we say these country clubs are all better, right? Because they have the unlimited funds. Well, Chris knows all the stuff, right? Tim is going to advocate for the funds. Joe D's giving him the funds. So when you have a team like that that's willing to put the money in, you're going to get things like Francis Byrne, that's going to be arguably the best public course in the state. Like Weequahic, that's going to be on a small property, but it's going to come out excellent, and it's going to be a top of the line golf course. You can't beat these things. And I will say this, Mike, I don't like getting up that early to play golf. It's tough to do. However, it is a bit of a religious experience when you do it that early in the morning. When you see the sun rising and you see all the colors and you see all the, the nature that's out there, it's a bit of a religious experience. As I've said that for a long time, that you get out there and it's like, wow, this is serene. And you can't be angry at a golf course at 6:30 in the morning. It's just impossible to do.
Nope. Special day.
I can't believe that I'm about to say these words, Mike, but you watched a movie.
I did. And I wanted to put that in there because I knew you'd be stunned. Stunned. This might be breaking news.
Yeah.
It might be breaking news.
The last time Mike watched a movie was when Halley's Comet passed last, which was 1986. Mike, tell us what you thought of Happy Gilmore 2. And I'm actually, as I've thought more about it and sat on it a little more, I have some additional thoughts. But I want to hear your thoughts first. What did you think of Happy Gilmore 2?
Okay, so I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't. Listen, it's been, 20-something years, I guess, since the first Happy Gilmore came out. And I don't know if you're not a golfer, I don't know if you'd catch all the inside jokes of Scotty being arrested, live golf, and the different types of golf courses out there. And, I don't know. I can't lie. I did laugh quite a few times because I obviously am that golf nerd that understands these little jokes and kind of was surprised with how well it was told. I loved all the cameos in it. I thought Travis Kelce was an absolute monster in
Just a
that movie.
star. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Jack Nicklaus, I couldn't believe he got in it. And then to hear Chad Mum say that he was asked to get 29 specific people in it, and he got 27 of the 29. The only two he wasn't able to get was Tiger and Phil, but he was able to get Jack. I just thought like that whole thing, it was fun. It was a good watch. I don't know, like it was kind of like a YouTube movie, maybe more.
Mhm.
It was like a YouTube thing. It was fun. It was entertaining. I thought Shooter McGavin was the best though in the movie. I thought he won the star of that movie. The way he acted, the way he went from like the mean bad guy in the mental
Mhm.
hospital to all of a sudden like the hero and the coach, like he won it for me.
So, Mike, that's as I've reflected a little bit more on it. I've said it before, and my opinion hasn't necessarily changed. I thought it was a great movie. I would watch it again. I got a lot of laughs, but I thought now reflecting more on it, they didn't tell the story as much as they should have. And if you haven't seen it, turn it off right now because you've had nearly 2 weeks to watch it, and 49 million people watched it on Friday, the day that I watched it. So if you haven't, if you're one of the people, fast forward about 5 minutes and we'll and come on back to us. But Shooter going from the bad guy to like he's the villain in the movie, and then all of a sudden becomes the hero. They didn't bridge that gap enough for me. Like all of a sudden they're fighting in the cemetery. Happy punches him in the face one more time and says, "Oh, you like that?" And then they get up and they're best friends. Like to me, there wasn't enough. They should have had a little bit more there to it. They should have been more of a bridging the gap. And I thought that the golf, like I know they were poking fun at Live Golf with like their whole thing. I thought it got, again, thinking back, I liked that they played on Live Golf, right? They kind of did that, but it was almost too gimmicky. And I think they spent too much time on the gimmickiness of that golf and should have replaced it with helping the storyline in some of the areas, right? Like Happy kills his wife, right? Becomes an alcoholic, and John Daly lives in his house. Like it just is like, I feel like they could have bridged some of those a little bit more. The Shooter being the villain to the hero. I feel like they could have bridged some of that more. And I'm not saying that it wasn't gimmicky. I like the green at the end. I thought that was kind of a cool thing. And again, Bad Bunny being his caddy was really like he was great. Like that was funny. You talk about all the people that stole the show. I did say this last time. I believe that I think that there's all of the cameos, like Jack Nicklaus, like say, "Oh, I'll have a half iced tea and a half lemonade." Oh, Arnold Palmer. And he goes, "No, Jack Nicklaus." Like that's hilarious to me, right? So, but there are things that if you didn't know who Paige Saranic is, that scene's not going to hit for you. If you don't know who Nelly Corda and Nancy Lopez are, that scene's not going to hit for you, right? So I do think it was a deep cut golfers movie, but I think also like that's how they edit new movies now. Like they tried to have our generation that remembers the original Happy Gilmore, the more slapstick, match the younger generation that can only watch TikToks for 10 seconds at a time. So I felt like they tried to mesh that, and I don't know. I didn't love that part of it. Again, I'd watch the movie again. I got belly laughs at times, but I did want to bring in, when you watched it, I wanted to bring up my little new kind of ideas to it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
Watch another movie in 20 years.
Yeah. How many times have you seen the first one?
I have no idea.
1, 10, 30,
Oh,
100? What?
Maybe I know I've seen it once, but maybe twice.
Okay.
Like I'm not a guy that's going to watch a movie 7 times. No.
Okay. So did you remember the first movie fully?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to go into now, I guess, my Ireland trip, because that's kind of the next thing we got here. And that's obviously I'm currently on vacation. It's already started, but I'm still on East Coast time. So this is why we're able to do this. And it kind of goes into what we have last for you guys this week, is kind of getting into next week's schedule. But let's let me brag a little bit about my Ireland trip here, if I may, and kind of talk to you guys about what I got going on the next week and a half, really. So currently I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. Little family vacation here. There's a big group of us that are here. We have this, we rent this beautiful house. It's right on the beach. It's, I'm sitting outside next to the pool. You can see the grill and bar behind me. Like it's a stunning house. And if you are looking for a big family that needs, 6 bedrooms and you got 15 people going, I believe it's called the Little Pink House in Charleston, in Isle of Palms. If you're looking for something that's, a shameless plug for them. But then I'm going to Ireland. And if you remember when this podcast started, I took a big Ireland trip. And it was my first one over there. I have a buddy that lives over in Dublin. So he kind of organizes it. There's 16 of us going. We have a big party bus that's going to bring us from course to course. Our driver's going to stay with us. It's going to be a big time trip. But the courses we're playing, Mike, we're starting. I land in Ireland 7 a.m, and we're all getting on a bus and we're driving across country. It's like a 3-hour trip to Carn Golf Links, which I've reviewed before. We had Jerry Maguire on, when we did this and talked to him about the course. Carn is that northwest part of Ireland. The courses look like they just sent sheep out there and they just built the course. It's very rugged. It's very natural. And while I've never played golf in that southwest part of Ireland, where you get like Waterville, Tralee, Ballybunion, like you get these big name courses. What I'm told is the difference is those look like they're made, whereas the north is more natural there, Northwest Ireland. So that's what Carn looks like. So we got at least 9 on the first day, depending on how our timing works. We're going to try to get 18 in at the Hackett course. And then we're going to play I think it's Wild Atlantic Dunes, which is their championship course, on the next day. Then we're going to hop in and we're staying over in Belmullet, which is the little tiny town. There's this, when you think of like stereotypical, like tiny Irish towns, this is it, right? This little town of Belmullet. Then we're getting in the bus. We're driving to Sligo. Sligo is a little bit bigger. It's not a big city, but I'd say it's more like almost like an Asbury Park, right? It's got great restaurants. It's got nightlife. It's up and coming. Like it's much bigger. But the golf course in Sligo is outside of the town. So it's in this like little part of town that again has this little bar called Austy's that is amazing. So we bet the Ryder Cup last time we were there. I'm sure we're going to do it again with the bartenders. We got a video in the group chat of like the bartender when we lost the last Ryder Cup of him taking the bet, which was still behind the bar. Like it's just a really cool hometown vibe there. And Sligo Golf Course or County Sligo, the golf course is beautiful. I don't know if there's one tree on the property. It's super linksy. The first hole, you kind of go up. The second hole, you continue your ride up. And then the rest of it is like on the lower cliff. And you're on the cliffs on the water. There's this beautiful lighthouse, which is their logo, out in the water. It is an absolutely beautiful place and really, again, a great little downtown. Then we're continuing up and we're going to, I believe the course is called Narin and Portnew. That's how it's pronounced. We're getting out there playing that course. I believe it's the number 13th ranked course in Ireland. All these courses are in the top, they're all rated in Ireland's top courses. So it's really pretty cool. And then from there we go and we are finishing off at St. Patrick's and Sandy Hills, which are both part of the Rosapenna resort. And St. Patrick's is the one. It's George Washington on my Mount Rushmore of courses. It opened 3 years ago, so we played it a year after it was open. Still healing, still new. It was less than a year actually that it was open, and that course was just unbelievably beautiful. It opened, I think, at number 52 in the world rankings, as like the 52 ranked golf course in the world. It's down to 46, or I should say up to 46. So it's climbing in the right direction. I don't know how anybody goes there and says there's more beautiful courses. So I'm really, really excited to see how the course has healed, how the grass has grown. Again, we kind of talked about that with Weequahic. There were times where I had to roll my ball out of grass that just didn't grow yet because it's just too young. So it still had that. I imagine 2 years it's been able to pop significantly more, and I'm super, super excited to get there. And then we're finishing. We didn't play it last time. We played Old Tom Morris, which again, if you're a golf historian, Old Tom is one of the founders of golf, I would say. He's the Open Championship the first couple years they had it. He designed one of the courses there, but we played that course last time. We're playing the third course there, called Sandy Hills, and that's where we're kind of finishing our rounds, and then back to Dublin, and then I got a day in Dublin before I fly back stateside. So it's kind of a not so brief recap of what I got going on the next week or so of my life here, and I'm super excited. I tell everybody, like, the bus ride going from Dublin to Cairn is going to be one of the biggest things I talk about, because it's just such a beautiful country that when you're on the highway, you just go by farm after farm of these rolling hills. They got the rock walls that are like only 2 feet high, but from centuries ago, it divides up whose land is whose. And it's a stunningly beautiful country, and just has the nicest people there. I can't wait to go. I absolutely love this trip, and I'm really looking forward to it this year.
Yeah, you're going to have a phenomenal time. I can't wait to vicariously live through all these pictures. Never been to Europe to play golf. So listen, I hope you have a dream trip, and I hope you come back with a much, much, much lower handicap than you currently do now.
I would hope so as well, considering it hasn't been going so well for me, and I'm not looking forward to driving it into the hills and then having to climb up the mountains to try to find my drives, because I've lost that, so to speak. But kind of like Mike was doing, I am going to be out there posting. I know I don't do a whole lot of our social media, but I am going to give you the over unders on what I'm going to shoot at each place. So those will be coming out. The times will be different. It'll be early morning here. In fact, I might finish around, if we tee off at 8:00, that's 2:00 in the morning here. We finish by 12, that's 6 a.m. The scores might be out, but I'm still gonna put it out there, and you can just follow along on the story. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do my best to post as much stuff as possible, because it is really a beautiful, beautiful place.
Those night owls will get their votes in.
Or yeah, the night owls that are still coming in.
Yeah.
Mike, that does kind of bring us into real quick the schedule for next week, because I'm away. We're recording now. You're going away. Our episode for next week is not necessarily going to be Mike and I like we have here. It's going to be a course feature on Shoregate. Again, just we've done these course features before. It's when I'm in a different time zone, we're just not going to be able to record, and Mike's got vacations coming up too. So we're doing a little juggling. Everything else is going to be the same. We still got Mike's verses, Ryan's verses going out. We still have interviews that are going out. But next week, our episode, so to speak, 149, is not necessarily going to be exactly the same format that we normally have. It's going to be a course feature on Shoregate. So I do just want to give you that little caveat there.
Yeah, I mean, normally we put those out separate with the podcast, but this week, our Tuesday show is going to be that. And, we've harped a lot about Shoregate. People get to see it. We got to experience it together at a great day. So you'll hear that. And I do have one final thing I got to toss in here for our friends over at Galloping Hill. Chris Flegger is doing a marathon. Okay. When I say marathon, from sunrise to sunset 8 of their staff, it covers almost every single department of theirs, will be playing a golf marathon, not a running marathon, okay, a golf marathon, on Thursday, August 28th, to raise money for the Folds of Honor. 3 years ago, 4 of them did it. They got 63 holes in that day. This year, there's 8 of them with the hope to get more holes completed. If you're looking to, help support them, you want to donate some money, do me a favor, shoot us a DM, shoot us an email, the Drop Golf Podcast at gmail.com, and I'll get you that link to help support a great, great cause.
Those, I love when people do those because it's challenging to think that they're going to be, how many swings each of them are going to have and how, their backs are going to be sore for days to follow. But it's really an awesome cause. And if you don't know Folds of Honor, go check out the website. It's an unbelievable cause. So good for them to do that. What a great day of golf that's going to be. All right, Mike, that was a marathon for us today.
Yeah. Listen, we covered a lot of hot topics, a lot of quick hitters. It's a big month. It's a big month, a lot of traveling. I can't wait to recap everything. Hope you have a good trip.
Thank you.
Go low, stay healthy, come back alive.
Gonna try my best. So with that, that's all we got for our episode today. Make sure you stay tuned for Barnes on Thursday for our interview. He is, again, the newest New Jersey AM for New Jersey, obviously. So till then, cheers.